Hello and welcome to my channel. With the release of Lumen, we'll have a grand total of 1 6-star male medic in the entire game. Wow, what an achievement. Lumen is the welfare operator of the current Stultifera Navis event. You can obtain him after clearing SN-4 and his potentials are available in the event store. He is also the second 6-star welfare operator in the game. Will he be a good addition to your team? Let's find out. Lumen is a medic from the therapist archetype. Operators from this archetype have the ability to apply status resistance, which reduces the duration of stun, cold and freeze by half. Lumen also has a big range which allows him to heal operators far away from him, but operators at the edge of his range will receive 20% less healing. Looking at his stats, they are much higher than the lower rarity operators, boasting high HP, average attack and defense, some resistance, and a higher than average DP cost of 20 at Elite 2 potential 6. Moving on to his talents, Lumen will give 4 seconds of status resistance to the operator he heals, and the duration is further increased to 6 seconds if the operator has more than 75% HP. With this talent, Lumen can consistently apply status resistance that lasts fairly long. A very simple but effective talent which helps him fulfill the archetype's niche even when his skill is on cooldown. A decent first talent. As for his second talent, when an ally in range receives a negative status, he will instantly heal them for 80% of his attack. This talent has a cooldown of 12 seconds, which is reduced to 10 seconds at pot 5. This is another great talent that synergizes with his first. The healing is not considered as a normal attack, so it can activate at any time independently. As you can tell from his talents, Lumen is extremely efficient when it comes to dealing with status ailments, but it gets even better with his skills. Lumen's first skill changes his next attack to creating a 3x3 healing area, healing everyone within it for 55% of his attack every second. It's a simple skill that works quite well if you're looking for AoE heals. As Lumen will be constantly healing the operators in range, it will constantly apply status resistance to all of them for the entire skill duration. While this skill is decent, bringing an AoE medic is a better option if you're looking for AoE healing. This skill has a low SP cost of 10 at Mastery 3. Now, if you think this guide is helpful, please consider giving my channel a sub to stay tuned for more guides. It helps me as well. Moving on to Lumen's second skill, he will instantly restore the HP of 3 allies in range by a huge amount. This skill has an overcharged effect as well, removing the negative status on the targeted operators. This skill serves as a panic button, which isn't the most popular niche when it comes to healing. That being said, the overcharged effect is really unique, with it being the first skill to instantly remove the negative status on operators. This can be extremely useful in situations where a group of operators are about to receive negative ailments, an example being the Frost Towers in Episode 6. With all that said, you might think players will be using this skill fairly often, but in reality, it's probably his least popular skill, mainly due to the fact that the skill is a burst healing. This skill has an average SP cost of 13, which is doubled if you're going for the overcharged effect. Next up, we have his third skill. When activated, Lumen will gain 8 ammo in an attack and attack speed buff. He'll also prioritize healing operators inflicted with a negative status. And ammo is consumed only when healing an operator affected with a negative status, increasing the healing output and removes the negative status instantly. As this is an ammo-based skill, it will only end when all ammo is used or if you manually deactivate the skill. This means the attack and attack speed buff will remain active as long as the requirements mentioned above are met, essentially making this skill have semi-permanent duration. This in turn gives Lumen good consistent healing. While the amount of ammo gained from this skill isn't too impressive, it's still the best skill when going against negative statuses. The burst healing is great as well. The interesting thing about this skill is its synergy with Lumen's second talent. All the effects from this skill applies to the healing from his second talent, giving it increased healing and instantly removing the negative status on the target. This skill has a relatively high SP cost of 50 at Mastery 3. Lastly, we have his module. At the first stage, Lumen will reduce his taunt level and gain status resistance. which in turn increases his survivability against ranged enemies. The later stages improve the duration of the status resistance on his second talent. The original 6 seconds is more than enough for Lumen to do 2 normal attacks and reapply the status resistance. His skills also greatly help with negative status removal, so unlocking the later stages isn't recommended given how costly 6-star module upgrades are. So, should you build Lumen? I'd say why not? Lumen offers a niche that no other operators can fulfill. With it being the ability to instantly remove negative statuses, his healing is also surprisingly good despite coming from the controversial therapist archetype. I'd even say Lumen is one of the best medics in the game. He is free as well, which makes it 100 times better. So, will you be building Lumen? Tell me in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button, and that's all from me. Bye.